All right, y'all. Hopefully we live. I think we should be live. Now this, now we live, and we got a crazy night of basketball. Crazy night of basketball, y'all. This was fun. These last two nights have felt like real playoff basketball to me. The intensity is up a little bit. You got defense is actually playing defense and standing in front of players. And you got teams being able to break through and win series and go up in the second round on teams. And it's just incredible basketball from certain players that we definitely gonna highlight. Um, that was a crazy ending of a game. I just want to go through the end of that Utah Jazz game. Just the final couple possessions. The Denver Nuggets did win an 80-78 game. Um, Utah had the ball. Donovan Mitchell gets it. He drives. He gets past Jamal Murray. Gets stripped from behind. Then Nuggets on the way. They get it. They come down. Um, I think it was Murray has it on a 3-on-1 fast break. Hits Torrey Craig for the easy layup and he misses it. So then Utah gets the rebound, throws it out to Conley. Conley comes down. Gets to the 3 point line. He's getting hassled. So um, I know he didn't get the best of shots, but the shot that he did get, he shot a leaner in and it rolled around the cup and actually missed. But it was like one of those shots where you think it's going like it looked like it was going to drop. Like when he shot it off the hand, it looked really good. So it was incredible. It was an incredible finish, incredible finish for a playoff game, for a game 7. And like I was in a group chat and everybody was like making fun of the score and everything, but as we know, these game 7s are very weird. Like in this game, the the Nuggets went up really big. They were up. I know when I was paying close attention toward the beginning, they were up by at least 16-17 in this game, and and it's like okay, I'm thinking like okay, this is typical game 7 where the better team just comes out and plays much better, and they get them off the floor. But no, that's not what happened. Utah was able to stabilize, come in and go on a crazy run where they locked the Nuggets down, and they were able to get back in the game. Yeah, after at halftime, the Nuggets were up 13, and it was like one of those 13s where because the Jazz only scored 36 points in the first half, it's like ugh, you don't know where this game gonna go end up. But then the Nuggets end up only scoring 30 points in the second half themselves, so it's not like it's not like a game in where it's a team. It was like a game of runs. No, it was just low scoring. Like it was a game of runs, but like Utah was able to make their run in the second half on defense, and the Nuggets bad shooting. Like they had a game like this They have a couple games like this last year actually, especially in the semifinals against the Trailblazers when they lost, and they probably should have won that series. They were the better team, but they just go on these cold streaks of shooting. Like tonight, they had basically Jokic shot 2 of 5 from three. Nobody else shot better than 33%. And most of the players shot at least, most of them shot about 25%. So they just couldn't hit a shot. They shot 25% from three for the game, 8 of 31. And the Jazz were no better. They shot up 8 from 34. Donovan Mitchell hit two, and Niang hit two, and everybody else hit 1 of 4, 1 of 5, 1 of 5, 0 of 2, like just terrible shooting. And Utah only played 8 players two of the players only played 7 minutes off the bench, so they starters played pretty much the whole game, which is what you typically saw playoff games like back in the day and everything. But it was a close game. I think the key run in this game was there was a stretch in the second quarter where Michael Porter Jr. played, and he got like two, three offensive rebounds, hit a three, and was real like came in with that real energy and that scrappiness, and he helped them push the lead to the highest it got. So when Utah made his comeback, they were coming back from so far. It was like that typical. You see a team come back and they stayed in the game, but they used so much energy trying to come back. It was gonna be hard for them to it was gonna be hard for them to like pull this off like in the end. Yeah, it's crazy though. Like if you Donovan Mitchell, you gotta feel like you got. Well, everybody has to feel something for Donovan Mitchell to lose this series after going so crazy. Them going up 3-1, that's a big thing too. They went up 3-1 and lost this series. So crazy, man. He averaged 38 points per game in this series, 54% from the field and from three, and he lost. And he lost. That's just crazy. That's crazy to think about, man. But we gonna go to the player of the game, Nikola Jokic, of course. He hit the game winner. He played some really solid defense down low, actually, and he was incredible in this game. He just was able to get to his shots, get whatever shots he wanted, and he abused Jokic, Gobert this game. Got him in foul trouble early. Was able to just manhandle him and get over. That matchup had been stale locked for probably pretty much the first 6 games, with Gobert winning one of the games, and then he came back and got won this game. Jokic's final numbers for the series were 26 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists. So, like, it's a great series for him. But even better, like, what actually happened. He shot 51% from the field, 49% from three, but he hit that game winner, played great defense in the game 7, and just was overall, like, great down the stretch. Um, Also, Jamal Murray, like it was eventually time for him and Donovan Mitchell to cool down. He had a 7-21 game, but he did have some key plays. He had a key defensive play at the end of the game where he was able to strip Donovan Mitchell from behind, and he wasn't getting beat as bad defensively this game. So like maybe he was able to exert some of that energy on the defensive end. He ended the series averaging 34, 6 and 6, which is incredible. And he also had like good series last year. But let's go to the potential like person that could have fucked this up, everything up for the Nuggets. Torrey Craig. Torrey Craig played 34 minutes, got in, and if you go so on that play, partially it's the point guard or the guard that's in the middle's fault, but partially it's Torrey Craig's fault for taking that shot. Like he had no business. He should have caught that pass and pulled it out and got fouled and went to the free throw line and or dunk the ball. Like he should have been able to rise up and go up strong and dunk it or slap out. Like he's 6'8". Like you have to make that layup if you're gonna take it down the stretch like that. So yeah, that was crazy as well. Um, just like a crazy game. Crazy like in this instance like the swings were like drastic, and it was like one of those slug you out old school playoff games, like where you could feel the intensity and everything, which was dope to me. Um, Real dope, real dope to see, man. This is the type of games that the NBA need um, going forward and everything, and I just want to give another shout out to Jokic hitting that game winner. He was pretty incredible down the like he was able to play some really good defense down the stretch too, which is a testament to probably him getting in shape a little bit better this year. Like for during COVID and coming in a little bit better shape, he wasn't drained at the end of this game and actually able to make shots. And this is not a knock on Rudy Gobert because he should have actually had an and one on his shot at the end of the game as well. He got fouled, but he dunked on somebody. I can't remember who it was. It was alley. Oh, it was on Plumlee. He dunked on Plumlee, and that was a great one too. But yeah, that was a crazy game. Jokic ended up scoring 8 points. It looks like in the fourth quarter. And Rudy didn't like it wasn't like Rudy was like terrible in the fourth quarter. He scored like 6 points himself. So it just it was a crazy game to end it. Jokic either scored or assisted on pretty much every basket they had toward the end of the game, except for the Murray mid range jumper. Um, and we had people that was lightweight shitting on Jokic earlier today. Like I'm not betting with Jokic. I can't see what's gonna happen. But he showed you last year that he could come through in a clutch when you really need him, and he was able to come through in a clutch. So yeah, that was crazy. Uh, yeah. Again, I don't blame Mike Conley for what happened at the end of that game. Like it's the end of the game, couple seconds left. It's a lot of commotion going on. Mitchell was open, but it's like you don't know if you got enough time to like get the pass over there and actually be able to like get the shot up in time. So yeah, it was a crazy chaotic play at the end. Um, Torrey Craig, yeah, definitely. What the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing? That was Gary Harris that actually got the steal, not Murray. Gary Harris got the steal, but they need to see how important he was. Just him being in there at the right place at the right time, coming off that injury, he was able to make a difference on that. And now for Utah, it's back to the drawing board. Like what you want to do with Mike Conley. He made a lot of money this year, and in this series, like he was good, but he faded toward the end. The last two games, he was getting cooked religiously, and he wasn't able to like really impose his will on the series. The last two games, first two games, he was great, phenomenal, came in and created that spark, but he wasn't somebody that was a difference maker. And the biggest problem I see from Utah is sadly they need wing. They need wing players. They need two-way wings. Like they have Ingles, cool, but they need some power forwards and small forwards that are defensive and can score. And that's their big problem right now. O'Neal is a decent defender, but he's like a no. He's not going to get you any points on the other end, or not going to get you anything on the other end. So they need to go out and get some wings and like try to get a wing or any type of scoring forward that can also defend. Like they need to take a high risk, like maybe trade up in the draft for one of these players. But I don't think it's like a lot of those players available. But they need that type of power forward, small forward, combo forward type that can score and defend badly on this team. Take some pressure off their guards. Um, and they could possibly go pretty far next year, actually. Um, and not Bogdanovich. I know they were missing Bogdanovich, which he probably would have swung this series for them in their favor, but they need somebody a little bit more defensive than Bogdanovich. Like, he's a great piece to add back in, but they need that more scoring, uh, like more of a dominant, more player than him. Who else? So Denver will go on now. They're gonna play the Clippers, which I don't. I just think that's a bad matchup for them. because they don't have the big wings to actually like guard players. Like they're gonna be relying on Millsap and Grant to guard like Kawhi Leonard, and that's not a good recipe for success. And they're gonna be relying on Gary Harris to guard Paul George. It's like a bad matchup. And Jokic is probably going. Jokic gonna score on anybody, but that's gonna allow them to be able to play Zubac, which is he. To me, he is one of their top five players, top six players. He's played like that until Harold gets back in shape. He's been great for them. So him staying on the court as long as he can and not getting played off the court like he did in the Maverick series will be beneficial to the Clippers. That's a series that I don't see going past like uh, 5, 6 games. With their offense though, with the Nuggets offense against the Clippers defense, who can be lackadaisic at times, I can definitely see them taking them 5, 6 games, but I just can't see them like realistically winning. Um, and we have earlier we had Boston play the Toronto Raptors, and if you in here, can you hit that that like button? Hit that like button for me. Um, yeah. Earlier we had Boston beat the Raptors 102-99. This was an entertaining game throughout. Like it was some good shot making on both ends. You had Marcus Smart really like turn it up toward the end of the game and lead them to a victory. Even though Tatum had the 34, Marcus Smart had about 10 points in the fourth quarter, which was good. And he was able to wheel them over the Raptors, who has some contributions from a lot of good players. Like they have one of those teams that are so balanced, like it's ridiculous. Like they can get 15 from 6, 7 different guys, 15 in the same game from 6 or 7 different guys, and they had Ananobi had like his career high, definitely for the playoffs with 20. He looked really good in this game. Going forward, that's just a good look for him. Um, Siakam didn't look great. He lost the ball kind of a lot, and they keyed in on him. And this is what we talk about when we talk about regular season versus playoff players. Like Siakam was really good in the regular season, but he just hasn't been able to impact the game in the same way in the playoffs. Lowry was and Van Fleet had pretty terrible shooting games. They won't shoot like that again probably in this series, but they haven't been able to get on the roll, and it's just a bad matchup with the Celtics having all these bigger guard forward type players to guard them. It's similar to the 76ers matchup for the Raptors last year, in which their guards pretty much played terrible and they were getting bailed out by Kawhi and Siakam. Um, but Ibaka had a great shooting game, and Ibaka has continued to look great like all season. Like he found the fountain of youth this year for real. Like he's played great. It must be a contract year or something like that. I'm gonna find out for the next live I do. But he's played great all year. Um, let's see what else. Yeah, Lowry and Van Vliet struggling. Siakam struggling shooting. They did play really good defense on the guards of like Kemba Walker had to take a lot of shots to get the points that he got, and Jalen Brown was pretty much in check. But Tatum and Marcus Smart were able to pull this out. Tatum, another phenomenal game, 34, 8 and 6. His passing has improved. His aggressiveness has improved. He's able to get to his shots whenever he wants. He's looking like a superstar, like a top 15 player in the league, like one of those guys, top 15, top 12 player in the league, honestly. Like, right now, who would you take, him or Paul George? Like, Tatum looks that good. And defensively, he's able to do things that we didn't expect him to be able to do, actually. And then Robert Williams III is another one of these guys that's like, wow, he's actually really good. Like he was 5 of 5 today, all dunks, of course, or around the basket. But he's one of those guys that's like a good role man, and he's so big and athletic in the paint where he can affect shots in a different way than Tice can. Tyson's just like a grinder, but Robert Williams is like a talented guy. Um, Only problem with him is you want to keep his minutes lower because you don't want to have to deal with the fouls and everything. But he's a really good player. This is a really close game. It was close for pretty much the whole game. Toronto was up here and there, but it was a pretty close game. And then down the stretch in this game, we had some interesting things happen. So, so around a minute left, the Celtics was up 4, and Tatum had did a move, and he kind of like pushed off in a way and shot it, and then he swung at the air, and he got a technical foul for that. And that's crazy to give a technical foul for that at the end of a game. And so Kyle Lowry made the free throw, and then Kyle Lowry was able to draw a foul on Jaylen Brown, made both his free throw, which got into a 1 point game. But then we had Kimba, like we had Kimba at UConn. He was able to get a shot, make a crossover, and be able to get to his little mid-range jumper, which was great. And it's just been great to see Kimbo with that nice step and see him on a team that he can actually succeed on. But then coming down, Pascal Siakam had Mark Smart 1-on-1, and he kind of had the drive on him, but he got stripped. And Smart was able to actually save the ball. And it almost looked like he did save the ball, but they didn't overturn it. And after the review and everything, then they passed the ball into Siakam, and he steps right out of bounds. So, and that pretty much killed their chances. They didn't have any more timeouts left. So, the Celtics just ran the clock out, shot at 3. They got a rebound. Fred VanVleet came down the court, shot a high arc and shot over like a larger defender, and he missed it. But it was a good game all in all. It's 2-0. I don't think home court really is no home court, so it's like this series could still go either way. I'm leaning toward Boston ended it in 5 or 6. They just look like the better team, but with no home court and everything, it's just interesting, to see what will happen from that. And lastly, tomorrow we're gonna preview. So we got Heat Bucks game 1. That'll start at 6:30. That's a pretty early start. But I mean game 2. Let's see if the Bucks can actually win game 2 in a dominant fashion. I would definitely, the spread is 5 right now. I would put money on the Bucks to win that game pretty handily. Even though I think that might still be a long series. And then we have game 7, Thunder versus Rockets. A lot is on the line in this game. I cannot wait to watch that game. If it's close in the fourth quarter, I'll try to go live for that. But yeah, I can't wait for that game. Game 7, Thunder Rockets. I think the Rockets should win, but who the hell knows? Like, Chris Paul may have something up his sleeve, and Shea Gilgeous may have something up their sleeve to like actually be able to pull it out. But that's all I have for tonight. Great games. Denver pulls out a game 7, another game 7, dope game too. Um, Watch basketball and like, comment, subscribe, and follow me on Twitter at Saint Ted. And I'm